Hello and welcome back to episode 7 of my mental illness story. My name's Tanner Hines. I am an audio engineer and stand-up comedian based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Last episode I talked about what my depression felt like prior to seeking treatment. Today I wanted to focus more on actually receiving treatment and how that's gone for me since I've gotten help. I think I first started noticing symptoms when I was like 12 or 13, but it wasn't until I was just before I turned 18 that I started getting treatment for my illness. Just afraid to talk to anyone about it or tell anyone what I was going through, so I just kept it to myself. So when I finally told my parents what was going on, we went to my primary care physician. He gave me this depression inventory survey, ask you a question from 1 through 5, how it relates to you. So I left the office there with a initial diagnosis of clinical depression, and he gave me my first antidepressant. I think it was Zoloft. And that's really, at least back then, that's just how treatment is for a lot of people. It's medications is just trial by fire. Here's a medication, see how it works for you, and adjust it as you need. It actually took me, it wasn't until I was like 25 that I finally found a regimen cocktail of medications that actually worked for me. And in those 7 or 8 years that I was trying things out, I was on 12 different medications before I finally settled on to something that finally helped me. It sucks that that's what has to be done, but it is what it is. So being on all those medications and all the headaches that go with that, and you're trying something new, getting off of it, the withdrawals, and having something that's constantly working on the chemicals of your brain for that long and always changing it can be its own sort of struggle. At least it was for me. And as far as therapy goes, the first guy that I went to, clinical therapist, didn't really work out so well. A lot of that was, I think, my fault. I wasn't really comfortable or used to the idea of talking to other people about my problems. So I wasn't really open with my first therapist like I should have been. Spent maybe 5 minutes talking about how things were going. I would just lie and said I was fine. Then we spent the rest of the hour trying to play chess or something. So it took me a while to finally get comfortable talking to other people about it. So the best advice I have for people who suffer with it, like me, is just talk about it. You have to talk about it. I know it's uncomfortable and something you don't want to do, but the only times that I've felt better in my life is when I've talked about my problems and that other people know about it. If you're not comfortable talking to a therapist, find a friend or a family member or someone you trust and will listen to you. There's people out there who want to help. You just have to get the courage up to talk about it and just keep talking about it. Talk about it all the time. It's the only way things are going to get better, at least in my experience. Journaling is good too. If you want to journal, sit down and write it all out. The act of writing it out for me is very therapeutic. Just, getting it out of my system. Exercise is good too. Get dopamine going in your brain is very helpful. Just go outside, talk to people, go see your friends, just do whatever you can. Just get out of your head is the best advice I have for anyone in seeking treatment. So really, at the end of the day, what it comes down to in terms of once you're in treatment is being disciplined. Taking your medicine, going to therapy. Working on it every day, day in, day out. Is otherwise, what's the point? You're just going to suffer. So you have to be disciplined and know and be in it for the long haul, because that's unfortunately there's no cure, so that's just what the nature of the business is. So that's sort of how I've dealt with things and getting treatments since I was 17, and to varying degrees of success, but I'm at a point now where I feel like I got a handle on it. It takes a long time, but you just gotta be persistent. That's the name of the game. I think that's all I want to talk about today. Next time we'll talk about a radical form of treatment that I went through a couple years ago. Other than that, thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Be sure to thumbs up the video and share it if you want. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you have the capabilities to, please do. We're almost at the number of subscribers that I want to get to as my goal. So be sure to subscribe and tell other people to subscribe as well. Get updated on all upcoming videos. Till then, thanks again for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.